What if I told you there's a framework so powerful it could completely reshape your reality? I'm not talking about getting 1% better. That's old news. We're talking about a system that doubles down on your potential. Get ready because we are about to decode how to get 2% better every single day. And no, that is not an exaggeration. That's a direct quote from Dan Zakaria, the guy whose system we're breaking down. He says this one rule fundamentally changed his entire life. So look, this isn't just another productivity hack you'll forget next week. This is a total operating system upgrade for your life. I mean, listen to this. We are talking about rewiring the actual reward systems in your brain. It's about taking that raw discipline you have, funneling it through some powerful systems, and then you amplify all of it with this 2% rule. The payoff? Well, it's everything. And the best part, this is not theory. This is a proven roadmap. We're going to break down the exact method that let him build his dream life at just 21 years old. But first, before we can build something new, we have to understand what we're up against. So, let's start by facing the villain of our story. It's that frustrating, almost soul-crushing cycle that so many of us get stuck in. I'm talking about the self-improvement trap, the one where all your hard-earned progress just seems to, poof, disappear overnight. So, does this look familiar? You're on a roll, right? You're crushing your good habits, your discipline is on point, you're actually seeing real progress. And then, bam, a few weeks later, you are right back at square one. The old habits creep back in, motivation is completely gone, and it feels like all that hard work was for nothing. So why? Why does this keep happening? It's simple, really. It's because the foundation is missing. And that foundation, it rests on these 4 pillars: mental, physical, spiritual, and financial discipline. See, if you neglect one, the others will eventually collapse. You can't be truly successful if you're rich but unhealthy, or if you're super disciplined but have no real purpose. Now, while all 4 are absolutely critical, today we're focusing on how to build the first 3 to achieve the 4th one, financial freedom. And this brings us to the core of the entire battle. This isn't just about changing your habits. No, it's about forging an entirely new identity. It's a fight for who you are going to become. This concept from James Clear in Atomic Habits, it's everything. Think of it this way. Every single action you take, or don't take, is a vote. Are you casting a vote for the disciplined, successful person you want to become? Or are you casting a vote for the person you're trying to leave behind? Every minute of every day, you are voting. So how is that identity actually built? Well, it's a chain reaction. It all starts with how you think. That creates how you feel. Those feelings, when you have them enough, become your dominant emotions. And those emotions, they create a vibration. They filter how you see the world, the opportunities you notice, who you connect with. It becomes a magnet, pulling in circumstances that match your internal state. You literally become what you consistently think and feel. Okay, and this is where the stakes get incredibly high. Because if you keep saying you want to be a millionaire, but you spend all your time doom scrolling on your phone, your brain notices that mismatch. It sees the hypocrisy. And you know what happens? It stops trusting you. You lose self-trust. And without that internal belief, you will never get the external result. All right, so how do we build that trust? How do we start casting the right votes for ourselves? It all starts right here with what we're calling the 1% foundation. This is where we master the basics. Yeah, the stuff people often call boring. This quote? This is the whole philosophy. You have to stop obsessing over these massive, life-altering changes. Instead, focus on winning the minutes. If you can consistently nail the small, foundational habits, minute by minute, the big results, the hours, the days, the years, they literally take care of themselves. And here's the crucial point, so listen up. Meditating isn't going to magically deposit $1 million into your bank account. Reading one book isn't going to build you a business overnight. These habits have a much, much more important job. They forge you into the person who has the focus, the discipline, and the mindset to then go out and build that wealth. They build the cause, not the effect. So, you do it. You build the foundation. You're consistent. You're doing the 1% work, day in and day out. But then you look around and you realize this isn't enough. The basics alone, they're not going to get you to that dream life. So what's next? How do you actually level up? This is where everything changes. Welcome to the 2% Advanced Method. This is where we take all that foundational discipline we've built and we aim it like a cannon at the one thing that truly moves the needle, your income. We're going from 1% to 2%. Now, I know it might seem like a small jump, but this signifies a massive strategic shift. You're no longer just building the foundation. You are now aggressively building the skyscraper right on top of it. You're doubling down on your efforts, but with an intense strategic focus. So what is the 2% method exactly? Simple. It's taking all that hard-won consistency and identity from the 1% stage and channeling it like a laser beam into one thing: your business, your career, your craft. The goal is no longer just self-improvement. It's about tangible, real-world results, specifically scaling your income. At this stage, you become obsessed. You analyze everything, every single minute of your day, every piece of content you consume. Why? Because every single input creates your output. If you want a different result, you must change the inputs. It's that simple. No more wasted time. Every action has a purpose. And what's the result of all this obsession, all this focus? Well, you stop just following a system. You become the system. You become the hero of your own story, the one who actually built it all from the ground up. Think about this for a second. We've all heard those stories, right? The self-made millionaire who loses everything only to get it all back in a few months? How? How is that even possible? It's because the money was never the real asset. They are the asset. Their identity, their discipline, their systems, that's the real wealth. They are the system. And that can never be taken away from them. That is the goal. And this whole system creates a new kind of person. We're not talking about the guy who's jacked but broke or the person who's rich but totally out of shape. The end goal here is to become the complete package, physically strong, financially free, with absolutely unbreakable discipline, and driven by a deep sense of purpose. It's about success in all realms of life. So there you have it. The foundation has been laid out for you. The advanced method is clear. The only thing left is the first step. This isn't just about learning something new, it's about doing something with it. Your 2% quest starts right now. So the real question is, who will you choose to become?